tons of orange and white cars parked around the city. So instead of black and white like a game board, today they're orange and white. And there's a company that's something tile, like initials, something tile. I forget what is that what it is? Tile? It looks like tiles, or textile. Anyway, there's a truck that drives around that's, you know, something. And it has orange and white paint on it, like as if it were a checkerboard or a tile. And today we've already seen too many instances of orange and white cars, like a white car, orange car, white car, orange car, white car, orange car. Now it feels cool. My body temperature was up, so I took off my hat and gloves, but we'll make it through. I have to walk a dog here, and I think the temperatures will drop today, so stop with this train. So anyway, weird stuff happens all the time to me, and last night for the 50th millionth time I got the buzz, almost like it's like an electrical current flying by my ears at night, or it also did something under like my bed or under my body, if you will, so it can seem like a buzz zap. I don't know how it's caused, and I don't know why it's done. So in a way it could be on the extreme end of electrical harassment, which I don't love to talk about because I know what, say, gang stalking is and all that kind of stuff. But in the past, I always experienced the normal, like, I wouldn't call it low level. It was incredibly damaging and incredibly traumatizing. I was made to believe I'd be murdered the 4th Monday of January 2011 when living at 626 South 19th Street, apartment 1F. My mom, and this is in Philadelphia, my mom and aunt's phone lines in Jacksonville, all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida, were severed, so that when I called, I heard, doo-doo-doo, we're sorry, your phone number you're trying to reach has been disconnected. Which means that's how big it is, right? Ever since, I've been harassed. In some ways are sophisticated, although if you know how to do it, then it's not sophisticated. But skits, scenarios, people standing outside of my apartment, all kinds of things, and they can make, it can occur in layers, meaning on any normal day, certain things wouldn't bother you as much, right? But if you wind up gang stalked, things will bother you 10 times worse or 1,000,000 times worse. It's hard to explain. They can create a lot of pain. And not to mention you're PTSD'd out from being made to believe you'd be murdered in your apartment. You thought for certain you were going to die that night. So you're shell-shocked. They can send things like, oh my god, my garbage disposal is going to blow up, or there's a sniper in the window, you know, on the 3rd floor across the street. They can send that kind of information. And they can make it convincing and believable. Normally people don't get sent these messages anyway, and even if it sort of was out there in the air, it would be like, what, that is silly crazy, you know. But if you're raped to death and terrorized and then sent these messages, they can have you like curled up in a ball, rocking, freaked out, convulsing in fear. Here comes someone teaching his we already know this guy's part of a show. What's sad is he's bringing his daughter along. So it seems all innocent and cute until you find out. I had to listen and wait for someone to say, no, go ahead and get him, because he's being a little over the top. So some people are over the top because they want people to worry about men who are over the top, like pedophilia. Some people are just over the top and they don't even realize, you know. I didn't care that much until all of a sudden his voice was overly projected. Right around here, and I was told, I actually was told, I get told what to do. I know it's hard to believe, but Sharon's on a special track now until this problem can be fixed and all the trash is taken out in Philadelphia and Gainesville or whatever town we need to go to. And we say trash, we mean the people who actually sent messages like there's a sniper in the window across the way, that your garbage disposal is going to blow up. Those people are considered trash. And I wound up being used to take out the trash. The problem is, weird things happen, like last night. A sound and a feeling as if a hornet or wasp were flying at my head. That is messed up. And I'm a normal person, and it's like, okay, no one's gonna, like, people don't believe weird stories. Or if they believe it, they're like, wow, you know, like you can check with maintenance. Like, I live in a building where they have, you know, maintenance and everything else. I've checked with them before because this has gone on for a long time, intermittently. They, you know, the only response I get is, because I ask in a normal way, like, is there anything weird going on with electricity, or could there be an overdose of electricity or a surge, or what is it? And they just say, well, there's no power surge grid or anything. They don't really address the issue. They don't, in the past, they didn't come to my apartment to see, like, is there an overdose of wattage around sent to this apartment? Like, can they, how does it work? Like, can you turn off electricity for specific units in an apartment building, or can you overdose on wattage? Or, you know, does the building have an issue? But, you know, I even went so far as to ask the concierge, like, has anyone else reported anything weird about their electricity? And she's like, no, you know. And I don't love telling people what happened to me because it's hard for people to totally understand and or believe, because most people's lives are basically normal, and you have normal dramas, you know, relationship issues, you know, that's normal life stuff. In my case, I'm actually attacked, and it's done so in a way that you can't really pick a source unless it's like actually part of the CIA, or I don't know who the source would be, or like, you know what I mean? And the source could actually affect and handle a lot of people. So a lot of people who are immature could be doing the bidding of, you know, so who knows? But we'll head on this way. But you figure this is a huge electrical grid of a place, you know, there's electricity running through all these buildings and so forth and so on. So just keep reporting it. I reported to the CIA, so I have over 400 reports in regarding past and present issues. And over 120 to the FBI. The FBI is harder to report to. Also, they're very specific. Meaning it takes longer to report to them, and if your computer has glitches, which mine does a lot, then it becomes a royal pain. And they're looking for like financial stuff, or hacking. They have very specific categories that they handle, terrorism, and they get called in after something happens often.